So, generative AI has basically just kicked down the door in the world of high finance. It's powerful, it's fast, and it promises to change, well, pretty much everything. But here's the thing. In an industry that's built on trust and stability, how in the world do you control a technology that's famous for being unpredictable? Let's get into it. The entire conversation around AI and banking, it really just boils down to one central dilemma. The incredible, game-changing rewards on one side versus the catastrophic, could end the whole company risks on the other. And look, the potential here is, well, it's staggering. I mean, imagine automating just mountains of repetitive work. Or what about offering truly personalized financial advice to millions of people 24/7? We're not just talking about an upgrade here. This is a fundamental reinvention of how banking even works. Okay, so here are the stakes, laid out crystal clear. On one side, you've got the promise, a potential 40 to 60%, let that sink in, jump in efficiency and a way better customer experience. But on the other side, the peril. We're talking devastating data leaks, biased algorithms making terrible decisions, and regulatory fines so big they make your eyes water. It is a high-wire act with absolutely no safety net. So when we say risk, what are we really talking about? It isn't just one thing. It's kind of like a multi-headed beast. You've got data risk, where your customer's most sensitive info could just walk out the door. There's model risk, where the AI itself messes up and costs a fortune. Then there's operational risk from system failures, legal risk from accidentally breaking the law, and maybe the most dangerous of all, reputational risk, losing the trust of your customers, something you might never ever get back. And all of that leads us right to the billion-dollar question that every single bank board is asking itself right now. How do you embrace this incredibly powerful new tool without just unleashing total chaos? How do you move fast without, breaking the entire financial system? Well, the answer, according to our source material, lies in a powerful and deceptively simple concept. It's called the whitelist, and it's designed to bring some serious order to the Wild West of AI. Now, the crucial point here is that a whitelist isn't about blocking bad things. It's about pre-approving good things. It's what's called a default deny strategy. Basically, nothing gets to run unless it has been rigorously reviewed, stress-tested, and officially given the green light. This totally flips the typical tech model on its head. And this chart really clarifies the difference, right? A blacklist says, hey, everything's allowed except for this short list of bad stuff. It's flexible, sure, but you're always playing catch-up with new threats. A whitelist says the opposite. Hey, nothing is allowed except for this short list of pre-approved good stuff. It might be a little less flexible, but in a high-stakes world like finance, it gives you maximum control and safety. At the end of the day, it all comes down to this. Banking isn't some social media app where you can just move fast and break things. It's an industry built on centuries of trust. When you're managing people's life savings, defaulting to safety isn't just a good idea. It is the only responsible choice. Okay, so we know what a whitelist is. Now let's dig into how it builds out into a complete playbook for AI safety. I mean, how do you actually make this thing work in the real world? It all starts with people and crystal clear accountability. This 3 lines of defense model is a classic in risk management, and for AI, it's absolutely essential. Your first line is the business team actually using the AI. Your second line is the independent risk and compliance teams, who are there to check their work. And that third line, that's internal audit, making sure the first 2 lines are doing their jobs right. It's a really robust system of checks and balances. The next piece of the playbook is setting some hard boundaries, what they call red lines. These are the things the AI is never, ever allowed to do. No exceptions. Think about stuff like using customer data without explicit permission or sending any information to an unapproved outside service. These are the absolute deal breakers, designed to stop the worst case scenarios before they can even start. But here's the thing, not all AI applications are created equal, right? The system is smart enough to know that a simple internal tool for sorting documents is totally different from an AI that's approving mortgage loans. So every single application gets a risk rating, from low all the way up to extreme. And the higher the risk, the more intense scrutiny it has to go through before it can even dream of getting on that whitelist. And I love this point because it's such an important mindset. The goal of this playbook isn't to build impenetrable walls that stop innovation dead in its tracks. It's to build safety fences, strong, clear boundaries that actually guide innovation in a safe and productive direction. It enables speed because it creates a secure path for everyone to follow. Okay, this all sounds great in theory, but does it actually work in the real world? Come on, let's look at a case study that shows exactly how one major bank put this entire playbook into action. So picture this. The situation was a classic one. A huge commercial bank. We're talking over 10 million customers. You had different departments all running off and experimenting with their own AI tools. There was zero central control, and the risks were just piling up fast. Honestly, they were heading for a disaster. So they took a very deliberate, structured approach. Over 18 months, they moved through 4 distinct phases. First, phase 1. They built the policy framework, basically the rules of the road. Second, they actually built the tech platform to enforce those rules. Third, they ran small pilot projects to test everything out. And finally, phase 4, they rolled it out across the entire organization. So, what happened? What were the results? Well, first off, a staggering 73% reduction in AI-related risk events. Let me say that again. Nearly 3/4 of their potential problems just gone. But wait, it gets even better. They also saw an 85% improvement in their compliance audit scores. That means the regulators were happy, which in the world of banking is a massive, massive win. And here's the kicker. This whole thing wasn't about slowing people down. By creating clear rules and automating parts of the process, they actually increased the efficiency of their review process by 40%. They proved that safety and speed can absolutely go hand in hand. So you see, this case study isn't just about one bank. It's really a blueprint for the entire industry, showing how to build a future where AI and trust can actually coexist. And the crucial point to take away is that this isn't a one-and-done fix. Managing AI responsibly is a continuous process. It's this constant balancing act between that hunger for innovation and the absolute, non-negotiable need for safety and control. So what does it really take to get this right? Well, the sources are pretty clear on this. It takes 3 things. You need unwavering commitment from the very top, a crystal clear strategy that everyone understands, and maybe most importantly, you have to build a culture where every single employee understands the risks and knows what their role is in managing them. And that leaves us with a final thought to chew on. We've talked a lot about frameworks and controls, but as these AI systems get smarter and more autonomous, the lines of accountability, they start to get really blurry. When a self-directing AI inevitably makes a mistake, and it will, who is ultimately responsible? The programmer? The bank? The AI itself? That's the question that's going to define the next chapter of this whole story.